Greetings, programs. This is Wretch, and welcome back to Shadowrun Dragonfall. In the last episode, Wretch and Glory here went to Fierstel, the base of Harrow's cult, the cult that Glory was once a part of. And we found a bunch of people, a beautiful setting, but a lot of sinister undertones. And now we are right outside the door to Marta, Glory's ex-lover, who apparently has the key that we need to get through and encounter this malevolent spirit which seems to be polluting this area. We were about to go through here, but I'll tell you the truth. Since I last recorded the last episode, I have been wondering what's going on in the other rooms. We had three options to go from here, okay? We had up here, we had Harrow's book. It was like his manifesto. Glory said that we should not read it at any cost, so I think we're going to go ahead and listen to her. However, we have these two rooms right here. From what I understand, there were just people talking in here, and then there was someone being tortured in here. And Glory said it was our choice whether to go in there or not, and I really don't want to miss anything. And it's bad enough. A part of me wants to read the manifesto, to be completely honest with you, but we'll see what happens. So this may upset Glory a little bit, but we're going to go in here and see what's going on in these rooms. Hopefully it doesn't wake up the entire complex. The acolytes on the other side of the room are still speaking with each other. You hear an occasional guffaw of laughter. Alright, knock knock. Hi guys. Oh, they look like Assassin's Creed. That's interesting. Whoa, okay, they've got magic. That's good to know. And they hurt. Holy crap. Okay, let's hide behind the piano, Wretch. Oh! I keep on forgetting that I have an adrenal pump now. Let's go ahead and pump that up. And shoot that acolyte. Glory, you use your adrenal pump as well. And well, we can't use that one. Let's try... We'll plink him down. Okay, minus 2 AP, so he won't be working. He or she, rather. And since you are out of the fray, take you down. And, oh, I still got another. Awesome. I like that. And you're flanked. Both of these guys are flanked. Not enough action. Okay, there we go. For a quick 11. Let's rush up here. Awesome. She's in a bad way. Armor broken, that's alright. Glory's gonna... Actually, no, we'll keep on doing this one. Plink! Nice for a 23 damage crit. And this should finish him off. Well, poo. But you lost your action points, so that's what matters. Oh, come on, Wretch. There we go. There's something in here I want to see. Okay, we got clothes and a photo. Let's check the clothes first. A dirty and torn shirt lies discarded on the ground. The fabric is splattered with blood. Glory stares down at it, unblinking. Initiate must have worn that in here. It's way too small for an acolyte. Her voice is soft and sad. Maybe he did something to offend Harrow, or maybe a member of the inner circle is in a mood for sport. It doesn't matter either way. She looks away. The owner of this shirt doesn't need it anymore. Oh, so they killed a kid? Well, I'm glad we came in here then. I bet Marta's in this photo. Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's Glory. Hanging against the wall, you find a grainy photograph that has been mounted to a wooden panel. The wood looks like it was recovered from a construction site. It's rough, splintery stuff, and there are a few nails jutting out of it at odd angles. The photo depicts a pair of teenage girls in ratty clothes posing against a forested backdrop. The two are entwined in a loving embrace. One is leaning in to plant a kiss on the other's cheek, and the other one is smiling. The smiling girl has a head of fire-red hair. It takes a moment to realize what you're looking at. The red-haired girl is Glory. In the picture, she looks vibrant, happy, and alive. You don't recognize the other girl's face. From what Gloria has told you of her past, you guess that it's probably Marta. Glory stares at the photo. Her face is devoid of expression. After a moment, she closes her eyes. This must be that picture the initiate was talking about. Yeah, must be. Yeah. I don't know if complimenting her would be good. Is the other girl in the picture Marta? Yes, taken during the early days, shortly after I arrived here. Harrow was holding the camera. He told us how sweet we were and how happy he was to have us here. She shakes her head. This place, these people, I love them so much. What a damned fool I was. A glint of light catches something small and delicate hanging from one of the nails in the wood. Leaning in, you can see the object clearly, a thin ring made of braided silver wires. Ooh. Okay. Okay, Glory, you know anything about this ring? Might be hers. Marta gave that to me on the day that this photo was taken. She said that she made it for me. Ah, I left it behind when I left this place behind. Maybe Marta still has feelings for you. Stranger things have happened. She stares at you. Haven't you been paying attention? Marta never cared about me. She was bait. It was her job to lure me here, and 100 other kids like me. This ring doesn't mean anything. Well, yeah, then why did she keep it? Maybe it was a trophy. I don't know. She stares at the ring for a long moment, then snatches it from the picture frame. She tucks it away into her satchel. It was mine, so I'm taking it. Now let's keep moving. Glory's ring. Wonder what that's going to do. Well, let's head into this room. Someone was being tortured in here. So, let's see what's up. Agonizing screams pour out from under the door. Whatever the cultists are doing to their captive, they're taking their time doing it. Let's kick open the door. Nice jukebox. Bad damage. And a neutral turn. Alright, let's head back. Let's head behind here. Do the adrenal pump. I alternate between saying adrenal and adrenal. Sorry. And can we use a compound? Okay, we can't do a compound attack or anything like that. So let's go ahead and get behind this cover as well. Hopefully none of them have grenades. I do like the combat music. It's really good. Alright, so you're just... Okay, getting in up close with Gloria is not smart. Okay, 11 damage. And Gloria's probably going to be really upset that we're doing all this, but I think she'll get over it. Nice. And a compound attack for good measure. Excellent. Now we'll move up here, take cover. Nice, 17 crit. Looks like a police officer. Okay, cool. Died of bleeding. Park ranger. Oh, okay. Hello, sir. You step toward the park ranger. His eyes are wide, and they move from you to Glory to the scene of carnage in the room. It takes you a moment to realize that Glory isn't following you. You turn to find her standing in place, staring at the bodies of the slaughtered acolytes. Her expression is unreadable. It had to be done, Glory. They would have killed him. Back when I lived here, I would have too. She looks away. All that we've done is trade 2 innocent lives for 1. Well, blame Harrow for that, not me. After a long pause, she nods. Yeah. The ranger staggers forward, then collapses to his knees. He's bleeding in a dozen places from long, shallow wounds. The blood pours from his body in sheets, pooling in a slick on the hardwood floor. I don't know who you are, but thank you. He grimaces and claps a hand to his left forearm. Blood oozes between his fingers. Those monsters were going to bleed me out. They took turns cutting me, carved up my arm like a holiday roast. Can you patch him up, Glory? She kneels beside him to inspect the damage. I can fix this. He'll need a trip to the hospital, but I can get him on his feet. Glory goes to work binding the park ranger's wounds. Within a few minutes, she staunched the worst of the bleeding. Thank you. He struggles back to his feet. I think that I can make it out of here on my own. My truck isn't far from here. When you get to the hospital, people are going to have questions. What are you going to tell them? He stares at Glory for a moment, then his eyes fill to you. What do you want me to say? That is a smart park ranger. This place is no longer your concern. You don't tell anyone what you found here, understand? He nods. If that's what you want. He limps a few steps forward, then looks back to Glory. I owe you my life, Fraulein. I owe you both. Glory steals another glance at the dead cultist. She looks back up at the ranger and gives him a curt nod. When they took me, they confiscated my gear. I saw them stash it behind a vent in the garage before they dragged me in here. I don't need it. It'd only slow me down. I'll take it, thanks. Cool. Trid. Glory stares at the old Trivid player. When she speaks, her voice is flat. It's unbelievable how little things have changed. I remember stealing this for Harrow. The owner, well, he didn't need it anymore. I remember how proud Harrow was. He loved how I felt. Any love that you might have felt for that man was a lie, Glory. You know that. All these replies are so good. Yes, you're right, of course. She turns away from the Trivid player and stalks past you. Let's keep moving. Okay, there goes the park ranger. Now, he said to go into the garage. And now I'm debating whether I want to read Harrow's manifesto or not. Not sure. Glory said we shouldn't read that under any circumstances, but what if there's something in there that we can use? Ooh. Okay, well this was the vent. Let's go ahead and replace our bad Brez kit. And nice. Area 3 med kit. Let's go ahead and replace the Jazz. He had a lot of med kits, holy crap. And replace that one. That's actually a bad sign. That means we're going to need it. So, manifesto or no? No, let's go ahead and do it. Total completion. What could go wrong? Alright, let's take a look at this. An ostentatiously large tome sits cradled on this pedestal. The paper is robust and fibrous, and the binding has been expertly stitched. A steel plate running along the book's spine anchors it to the pedestal. Glory stares down at it, frowning. Harrow's manifesto, the handcrafted line of bull that he feeds to his initiates. We all ate it up with a smile, and he came away convinced that he was a genius. She leaves through the pages with an articulated finger. Looks like he expanded over the last few years. It's at least twice as thick as when I lived here. Maybe there's something in there that we can use. I wouldn't want to hang around long enough to find out. This is Harrow's personal library. He used to experiment. I think we've read this already. He used to experiment in here. There were dangerous things in here, Wretch. Sick things. I was never allowed in this room without Harrow. Nobody was. He said that was for our safety, and I think that he was telling the truth. I feel uneasy being in here. I don't want to stay any longer than we have to. I've been on edge since we came in, but that doesn't change the fact that we should learn what we can. Alright, I'll watch your back, but try to be quick. Leave through the beginning. You flip through the early pages of the manifesto, find what looks a good place to jump in, and start to read. When I first set out on the path to free living, I realized that I'd have to rethink all of my earlier assumptions about life. I'd have to question my own values and beliefs, and I'd need the strength to trust in the answers that came to me. The prospect was daunting, but it was also necessary. The road to true freedom is paved with unanswered questions. After all, you can't learn to be free from a book. The answers won't come from a Bible, an instruction manual, or a code of conduct. If you don't learn that, you'll never break your chains. The path to true freedom is one that each of us must walk on his or her own. What makes life worth living? What in life is truly valuable, and what is the dross that can be burned away? I spent weeks dissecting every aspect of my life to find the answers to these questions. Slowly, agonizingly, I pared down the list to only 4 items remained. These 4 items became the cornerstones of my new philosophy, and the basis for everything that Feuerstel stands for. Love, the first cornerstone, and the most important. Without love, life is bland and meaningless. Without love, we might as well be machines. Love what you do, love the people around you, but above all, love yourself. This place doesn't look like love to me, Harrow. Self-determination, the second cornerstone. Each of us must be his or her own shepherd. No more gods and no more kings. Your life is your own. Lash out against anyone or anything that tries to treat you like property. An assault on your freedom is an assault on your whole being and must be met with an equally ferocious response. Charity, the third cornerstone. A miserly life is an empty life. If each of us is his or her own master, then nobody should live as a serf. By helping others along the path to enlightenment, so do we enrich our own lives. And passion, the final cornerstone. Complacency is poison. Be wary of it. Ambition is the key to a fulfilling life. Don't settle for what is. If you do, you abandon what could be. How very Sith. You hear a rustling sound behind you. Glory. Turning, you can see a troubled look on her face. That ominous feeling is getting stronger, Wretch. It feels like we're being watched. Ooh. Okay, let's continue reading. Leafing through the middle of the book, you find a section dedicated to Harrow's rules of living. Be free and all. Okay, I'm just gonna scan through this. This reminds me of that episode of Family Guy when Brian writes the self-help book. Your body is a source of pride, of pleasure, and of succor for yourself and for others. Enjoy it and share that joy freely with those who desire it. Be selfish. Selflessness is ultimately dishonest, and dishonesty has no place in a free society. Show reverence. As it is in nature, so it is at Feuerstel. Know your place in the food chain and understand the mechanisms by which you can better yourself. This is different than the first part. You leaf forward and find that there are at least 20 more pages worth of rules. Each is worded vaguely enough to have multiple interpretations. You hear another rustling sound. Glory moving behind you. She stares down at the rules of living, a look of disgust on her face. Clear, simple rules with a focus on instant gratification. I can see why this would be appealing to a street kid. She nods. That's what Harrow wrote them for. And he mined an entire library's worth of 60s counterculture essays, New Age self-help books, and cult manifestos to do it. There isn't a single original idea in this thing. That only matters to the people who know that it's stolen. Glory freezes up. Her shoulders hunch and her eyes narrow. Wretch, that ominous feeling, it's getting closer. There's something in the room with us, I'm sure of it. We need to get out of here, now. Oof. Okay, what to do. Okay. I'm going to continue reading. You keep an eye out. You keep an eye out. I have to finish this. There might be something in here that we need. The final pages of the manifesto devolve into semi-cohesive rants about anarchy, social Darwinism, free love, and the horned god. You've seen this kind of thing before. Harrow's philosophy is collapsing under its own weight. Unfortunately, none of his cultists seem to have caught on to that fact. Done. The philosophy of Harrow's really starting to break down. Glory lets out a startled cry, cutting your sentence short. Out of the corner of your eye, you see her wheel to face something behind you. All at once, the room fills with a slaughterhouse smell, a smell like blood and bile and feces, the stench of an obiter. Oh hell. As you turn, you catch sight of something sliding into the world. It looks like a charred man with a pair of tortured faces where its shoulders should be. The thing burns like a Roman candle, spitting white-hot sparks in a fiery plume. An oily substance runs down between its dangling legs and splatters onto the floor, and where those drips land, they burn. Wretch, look out! Hi. Okay, that's something that mages normally summon. I think. Let's see if we can kill it. Seeker. Alright, that was easy enough. The body of the thing that attacked you begins to dissolve at the moment of death. As you watch, its tissues break down into a growing slick of bubbling pitch and rendered fat. Ugh. What the hell was that? Something from another place. Glory stares at the remains of the creature, now a dark stain on the library's floorboards. Like I said outside, the boundaries between the physical world and astral space are weak here. Things can come through. Ugh. I think we've gotten everything from the book that we're going to. She nods. Well, let's get the hell out of here. We need to keep moving anyway. Alright, well, we didn't get... Look, that was pretty much a waste. We just found out that Harrow was devolving. So we should have left it alone. Thank you, Glory, for that advice that I completely ignored. And I think everything's good now. All we need to do is talk to Marta. Let me double check. And so we have the kitchen. And there's the hallway that we need to get. Okay, yeah, we did go everywhere. Alrighty. Well, time for Glory to have her little reunion. Marta is just on the other side of this door. However this goes, we're going to have to move quickly afterward. If she dies, Harrow will know it, and I don't trust her to keep her mouth shut if she lives. So we take the key to the shrine room, break through the ward, and confront the spirit. Are we clear on that? Crystal. Let's do this. I thought for a second that Crystal may have been Glory's name. Okay, she looks like an elf. Yep. The woman in this room is lovely. Full lips contrast artfully with her fine elvish features, and a tumble of fire-red hair spills down over her shoulders. Beyond her physical beauty, there's something inherently approachable about her. She exudes an almost palpable aura of kindness and warmth. Marta, Glory's old lover, the lure that Harrow used to draw her and so many others to Fyrstell. She looks up with a start at the sound of your approach. Her eyes go wide at the sight of Glory. As she takes in her cyberware, her mouth falls open in horror. Glory? Yes, Marta, it's me. Glory's voice is cold. It's been a long time. It has. Marta swallows. The horrified look hasn't left her face. Glory, what have you done to yourself? What I had to do. I got out, Marta. This was the only way. Oh, Glory. All at once, the horror on Marta's face is replaced with an expression of profound sorrow. I am so sorry. Marta steps forward, her arms extended to wrap Glory in a hug. All at once, something in Glory's face changes. Her skin goes from pale to pallid, and her breath becomes ragged. She takes a step back and raises her claws into a defensive posture. Her voice froths over with cold rage. Don't you touch me. You're one of Harrow's creatures. You always were. Marta stops short. One of his creatures? Glory, what are you talking about? Let's say nothing. This is kind of Glory's time. You know as well as I do. You worship that monster. You seduced me into coming here so that I would worship him. If you hadn't found me, if you hadn't baited me, none of this would have happened. None of what? I haven't done anything. Man, she's good at keeping, innocent. If you just left me where you found me, I never would have hurt anybody. My mother would still be alive. I never would have sold my soul to that abomination that you all worship, and I wouldn't have had to sacrifice my own body to escape from it. This place took everything from me, and it all started with you. She looks genuinely hurt. Harrow and I rescued you from a life on the street. A beautiful girl, homeless, penniless, living in a gutter. I pulled you away from all that. I saved you. There's a long pause. Glory stares into Marta's eyes, her expression unreadable. I don't feel much anymore, Marta. Most of the time, I'm completely numb. But for you, I can make an exception. I hate you. I'm sorry that you feel that way, Glory. For my part, I still love you. The razors flick out of Glory's fingertips. Her lips curl into a snarl. Another lie. The last one you'll ever tell. I don't know. Let's see where this goes. I don't think that she's lying, or at least she doesn't think so. She believes what she's saying. That's because it's true. I'll prove it to you. The words come stammering out of her. Her eyes are fixed on Glory's razors. Ask me anything you want. I'll show you that I'm telling you the truth. I never wanted anything bad to happen to you, Glory. Not ever. She wills to face you. Why are you listening to her? She's just telling you what you want to hear. That's her whole purpose here, remember? She's bait. Why should we listen to anything that she has to say? Oh, the ring. Because of this, and the photo that it was nailed to. If she were lying, she wouldn't have kept them all these years. Glory stares at you for a moment, naked hostility on her face. Then the razors slide back into their housings with a click. All right, Marta. Convince me. Convince you of what? That I'm not a monster? I don't know how to do that, Glory. You can start by telling me how you sleep at night. You know what happens to the kids you bring here. You know what happened to me, but you're still luring them here into Harrow's clutches all these years later. So tell me, how do you live with yourself? Explain it to me. For a moment, you can see the conflict behind Marta's eyes. If cognitive dissonance had a face, it would be hers. Confused, frightened, angry, at war with herself. For a moment, she struggles to speak. Then the whispering sensation that you felt outside of the compound comes back, and her face changes. The muscles of her brow relax, and she appears to be at peace. Why are you asking me this, Glory? You already know the answers. The kids here, they aren't being hurt. They're walking the path to a free and pure life, just like Harrow taught us. I haven't even been in Fierstell for an hour, Marta. In that time, I found evidence of horrifying levels of abuse. She flinches in agitation, but you hear the whispering again, and she calms herself. Her joyful smile widens. Nothing that happens here is without reason. Harrow is a great man, a prophet. When you meet him for yourself, you'll understand. He'll make you see. She's too far gone to parse with what you're saying, Wretch. After so many years living here, I don't know if she even knows what normal feels like anymore. She steps forward and grabs Marta by the shoulders. It's a curiously soft gesture. Marta, if what you're saying is true, if you ever really did care for me, then please give me your key. It's important. She blinks. Key? Whatever you use to get past the wards outside of Harrow's shrine. I need it. Don't ask why. Just do this for me. You owe me that much. She looks momentarily conflicted, then the moment passes. No. Harrow said that I had to guard this. He told me that I could never take it off. I can't question one of Harrow's orders. It would be wrong. You questioned him about what he was planning on doing to those initiates back there. Was that wrong? That's different. She blinks, then that whispering sound returns, soft and insistent, and the flicker of unease on her face is replaced with an easy smile. You wouldn't understand. Well, then maybe you could explain it to me. Maybe if you could answer my questions, I'd be able to see the light. She nods eagerly. Please, go on and ask your questions. I'll explain everything, and you'll see for yourself how perfect and right our way really is, how beautiful it can be. Oh, wow, we're going to get into a theological discussion. We'll be running a little bit long today, but no worries. Harrow is evil, you get that right? I mean, he worships the devil. What else do you... Yeah, that's not going to work against her. Harrow is hurting the runaways that you bring here. You can see that, can't you? Her smile shifts into an expression of mock concern. Hurting? How so? He's corrupting you. How many of them has he taken as his wives, yourself included, when Glory lived here? Like the girl in the next room do something horrible. Let's try the Trivid player. When Glory lived here, he had her kill a man for his Trivid player. How can that be right? Marta blinks. She looks momentarily confused, and then you see the conviction clamp down back behind her eyes. That was a long time ago, and that man wanted to hurt the commune. We did what we had to do. So yes, of course we took it. I let a perfectly good Tridio go to waste. Justify how you like, Marta. I can't any longer. You're confused, Glory. Lost. But go on. Tell me how else Harrow is hurting us, and I'll tell you why you're wrong. He's going to make the initiates, the young initiates, like the girl in the next room, do something horrible. Her smile slowly fades. That girl? Such a sweet, young thing. I rescued her from a bad place, Glory. Her and the boys in that dorm as well. But they're all safe now, and isn't that what's important? Are they? You know what I'm talking about, Marta. The harvesting. The meat. The confusion washes over her face again. She begins blinking agitatedly and fidgeting. Then that unseen force clamps down again, and she seems to calm. It's regrettable, but it happens for a good reason. The sacrifices keep us safe here, and safety is something that a lot of these kids have never known. The initiates have to learn how things are done here. Harrow told us so. That's what it all boils down to, doesn't it? It has to be this way because he says it does. He's a great man. He would never hurt us, whatever you say. You're taking everything out of context. You don't understand. He's corrupting you all. How many of them has he taken as his wives, yourself included? She rolls her eyes at you. A lesson in Puritan values from a Shadowrunner. How quaint. Oh. I don't know what I just said. That's big of you. Now, if you have something else to say, go ahead and say it. I guess we chose not to judge her. Whoops. There's something else I'd like to ask you about. I hope that didn't lose me this debate. Harrow... I don't want to do that one. I'll just say that one for last. Glory said that you two spent a lot of time in the lounge back when she lived here. What did you do there? She shrugs. The usual. Drink, play games, have sex, watch the trid. The sort of thing that lovers usually do in their free time. Why do you ask? Because we found a tattered, blood-stained shirt in there. It looks like it came from an initiate. Marta's forced smile falls. Her brow furrows, and suddenly she looks afraid. Well, that could have gotten there some other way. It doesn't prove anything. You know the kinds of things that happened in that room, Marta. You heard the stories. We both did. She shakes her head. I've never seen it, not myself. The stories are just stories, silly rumors. They have to be. Don't they? Well, I've read Harrow's manifesto. It looks like he spends a lot of time talking about charity. She nods eagerly. Yes, of course. Charity. The kind that I practice when I rescue young people from the streets. But then in his rules of living, he says that all free thinkers are supposed to be selfish. Well, yes, but... And after that, he says only the strong deserve to prosper, so which is it? Marta's forced smile falls, her brow furrows, and suddenly she looks afraid. I mean, you don't understand his message. It's what we all live by. It's what I can live by. It can't be wrong. Can it? Oh, man. Let's try this. Let's try Harrow is evil about the devil. The smile dies off Marta's face. I don't know what Glory told you, but the adversary isn't the devil. Calling him that, reducing him to a cartoonish embodiment of evil, is an insult. The adversary that I revere is the personification of rebellion, conflict, and change, of anarchy. The fact that you can live in Berlin but hold the adversary in contempt proves one of two things. Either you're ignorant or you're a hypocrite. Okay, let's see. I didn't mean to call your beliefs into question. I'm sorry if I offended you. She takes a deep breath and releases it slowly. It's all right. I forgive you. You're an outsider. I shouldn't have expected you to understand. Well, I think let's see if it worked. Give us the amulet, Marta. It's the right thing to do. You feel the whispering again. Marta shakes her head to clear away the fog. You're right. Something strange is going on here. Things don't add up. I don't know why I'd never seen it before. What is wrong with me? It isn't you. It's this place. It gets into your head. It took a lot more than this to wake me up to it. So you'll give us the amulet? No. I can't go against Harrow's wishes. He told me he'd never take it off, and I won't. But I will come with you. If I can help save these kids from what's happening here, that's what I have to do. Well, that's what we're here for. In that case, let's move on to the shrine room. I'll get you through the door. I won't let any more children come to harm. Neat. So, optional. Keep Marta safe. Oh. So, not only did we convince her to give us the key, she's coming with us. That's pretty cool. Well, I'll go ahead and end the episode here, guys, and then we'll go through the door and confront whatever this adversary is. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you liked the video, go ahead and click like down below, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. That'd be a big help, and we'll see you next time. Later days, everyone.